What's up, boys and girls? I'm gonna go over my Sun trade today. It was one of the better trades I've had in the last maybe 2 weeks, maybe. But I got some things to go over on it really quick and just kind of show you what I saw and why I held for as long as I did and what gave me the confidence and yada 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 all that bullshit. So I'm gonna go over it really quick. I got my excuse me, my OBS on my right hand side. So if you see me looking over here, I'm making sure I'm looking at my shit, but I also have my charts in front of me. So I'm doing it a little different today. So as you can tell, it's different. So but yeah, let's jump into it. So what did I see today on Sun? Sun was yesterday's runner um, for the most part, and then it kind of faded during the day. So I'm gonna go back a little bit and just kind of show you what I saw pre-market. Let's get over here. Saw pre-market. This after hours. Yeah. Okay. So, you guys know I always look for the 800 to 200 cross in the morning, and usually when I'm looking for that, I am looking for it to, excuse me, to have been under the 200, under VWAP, pretty much all pre-market, after hours, um, and then I look for that cross that happens kind of out of the open in the morning. Um, Sometimes it hits a little different. Today it definitely hit different for me. I didn't call it out this morning um, because it's not something I typically see, and it's not something I want you guys to, if you guys trust what I'm saying on that move, if it doesn't work out, I don't want you to take the knife to the face. So I just wanted to kind of explain what I saw on the 8 to 200 move here and why I took it when I did. So just kind of jumping into it. Let's get over here a little bit more. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Um, 8200s cross happens all the time. The move I look for, like I said, I told you, it's the move that I explained already. But sometimes we see this move happen similar to what I kind of expect to happen. What I mean by that is the 8 will cross the 200 a couple times in pre-market, um, and usually if it's not a strong stock that doesn't break key levels or holds key levels. I think this one was 175, I believe. It kind of held that, or kind of came back up and held it, so it was still in that range. It didn't have that major like dump off or fail come yesterday after hours and pre-market. So excuse me, fucking fucking tired. Um, so this move out of the gate, why I had confidence in this 8 to 200 cross that happened here, was one, it still had good momentum going into today. Two, it respected that level of around 175. You can see it's obviously up here. It's not nowhere even close to 175 anymore, but it had respected that level, so it gave me confidence that if it did fail, we had some support below it that it could still potentially set up for an 8200 later in the day. Now, I didn't imagine this move to happen. I just didn't see that happening, but I wanted to play just the 8200 cross right out of the gate. And then the third thing is that the 8200 cross does happen when it does have news and support. And we had both of those yesterday, and the support was that 175. And even like this pre-market close, I can't remember what this line is. Pre-market close or pre-market open? Let's take a look. It's one of those fucking lines. I can't remember which one it is, but um, so I had some support here, and I was like, fuck it, let's just take it. I'd rather be early and take a small loss and keep it tight than not be it at all. And this is the setup I usually take. So going into today, I was ready yesterday and wasn't happy with the way I traded last month. So today I was like, let's just take it cool. Let's take some shares. Let's just get a win under our belt to start the month. So 8200 is like kind of like my bread and butter when it comes to trades out of the gate. And you guys usually know I don't trade the first 15 minutes, so I broke my rules already. within like the first like 5-10 minutes. So I was like, let's just take this little small win. If I can get it, that's great, cool. Um, got it off of this 205 support that I found, 205 or 204. I had marked out from yesterday. So I took it right off of there. You can see it kind of rejected off it a couple times. It even kind of got up and over it a little bit here, but it's clear that it's a resistance and eventually going to be support down the road. So took it off of here and just kind of let this thing ride up, do its thing. Um, Not gonna lie, I was kind of kicking myself for not taking profits up here. It kind of rose up around 218, 220. I think some of you guys caught it, I think on this candle as well. So I was kind of in before, um, not really like confident in the move to call out onto you guys. Just wanted to take the small win. Didn't want to have that pressure on me, like to feel that you guys should have taken it because I took it or I called the 8200 cross. So I just wanted to get a small win in my belt, like I said. And then I kind of just let this thing ride. It was kind of hitting scans and was doing its thing. And then it kind of, came down, tapped VWAP, and bounced right off of it. And still didn't break the 205, 204 support level I had. So again, I'm still playing the 8200. I am playing, letting this thing ride at the 8. It's got VWAP support there, so just let's do its thing. So that's kind of what I did. I did have some lines drawn out here, but 215, 216, top of these candles is kind of where I was kind of kicking myself. Fucking hey, man. Fucking tired. But I was kicking myself for not taking profits on these candles right here. So, uh, once it broke this 215, 216 level, I started to scale just to lock it in and get that win I was talking about. I didn't have huge shares. I had like a starter position there. So I just kind of wanted to just take that win and lock some in, and then it did its move. It kind of kept going and going and going. So was just riding the wave up and finally took it off up here on this 230. 230 was really key for that kind of in the gap and start of the gap, I believe. So I just took it off there and was just happy with the trade. I think I even had like maybe like 10% left. I don't remember if I took everything off here, but I remember scaling, just hitting my button a couple times to get out. I might have had a couple left. Um, but at this point, I think I'm looking at the 5 as well. This is the 5. Um, yeah, the 5 it is a 3 bar at this point. I'm looking for continuation on the 5, right? So now I'm looking at all these charts at once. Again, I have my 1, my 5, my 15. Hourly, I always look at my hourly, but it's not even in play at this point because it's still early in the day. But I'm looking for the continuation on the 5, right? So we got the 3 bar, and then we got continuation after the fact. So, and it's at the 230 level I have marked. Um, so what's my risk here? My risk is the top of this candle right here, which is, what is it, 220, 222. I try to take it try to get in early as I can. I try to get it on this wick, I believe. Um, but I just missed it, so it's whatever. My risk was, top of this candle. It's most likely 225. Yeah, bottom of this candle, so 225 to 222. That's kind of my range where like I'm gonna get out if it doesn't hold. If it doesn't hold the 8, again, the 8 it would have to crack down to 226 and show me that it's gonna bounce back or come back up. So that's my range, right, for my stop. Took a good portion on this. Just again riding the wave. Just another starter position. Um, and then it did its thing. It worked out. The continuation continued to just keep going. Um, no reason to sell for me. Looking at the volume coming in, it's increasing volume. It's got support. I got my levels marked out, just respecting those levels. We know because we saw this thing yesterday. It traded very clean. It respected levels, your support, your resistance, all the above. It was like the cleanest thing trading, and I remember that Vise had mentioned it again, so it gave me even more confidence that, like, I'm not crazy. I know this thing's gonna trade the way we kind of expect it to. Just gotta, make sure we manage our risk. And that's what I did. So, um, bought here, started scaling up on this candle here, which is around the 238. Again, just to lock it in, just really confident that like this thing's gonna do its thing, but same time, riding on my emotions from last month, I wanted to make sure I lock things in. So that's what I was doing at this candle here. Saw that there were sales coming in. It had its pop, it has drop. I just wanted to lock it in. Scaled as much as I can out. I remember 248, 247, 245 being some levels that it had issues with yesterday. Um, so I kind of rode the wave as, scale on the pops and, scale where resistance is going to be, because we can expect either a knife or a heavy fight at that resistance level. So that's what I was doing here. Let it do its thing again. I'm out. I think I'm out. I think I scaled everything out. Probably on the bottom of this candle, if I can remember correctly, just to confirm that like that was the trade, that if it was gonna have some resistance, it was gonna fight 245, and I wanted to lock it in. I didn't want to see this thing knife on me, and I didn't want to hit my stop. So I was just happy with the trade, just clean, just took off the table. Don't need to worry about it anymore. Then it is this consolidation trappy shit that we've kind of seen this already happen a couple times on this thing. So it's kind of whatever. And going back to like one of my previous videos I've spoken about is the 8 crossing the 20, right? What interests me is when the stock, if it's on its downtrend where it's going to cross the 20 on the 1, I don't want to be in it unless it's at a key level. Looks like this was so 236 became a level, I think, during the day. Um, I didn't have this marked at this time, but I didn't really care so much because I knew this cross was happening. And usually when the cross happens, it's usually when we can see a significant drop in price action. So, but what did get my interest back in it was this candle right here. We had decreasing volume coming in on this cross, and typically I expect this candle to be red. I'm waiting for that just knife down to either VWAP or some key level down here, but it came in with some buyer support, and it reclaimed the 8 on the 1. So I immediately slammed that thing. Um, Given that it's had its fight up here a couple times with this 255, 254, 250 area. Um, and it had this bounce back, that gives me confidence that the move is gonna go. It's gonna bust this wall. It might not be right away, but it's gonna happen, and I want to be in it if it's gonna happen. So, um, looking at the 5 and the 15. At the same time, I'm not really looking for a 5-minute flag, even though this one did put one in. It's not the prettiest, cleanest one I like to play. This indecision candle here, I don't really like to play these things. But again, going back to what I said and what I saw on the 1 and what I'm seeing on the 15 is the 15, I'm seeing a potential 3-bar to play out, right? That's my hope. Because 3 bars on the 15 have been paying me pretty good lately, so I wanted to trust my gut with that one and just wanted to be in it if it did. Again, my stop um, on this one, I believe it was either going to be VWAP. No, not even VWAP. That's a big gap. So it's probably going to be top of this candle. I think it's 233. I think that's what it was. Um, 233 is. I'm going to call it 233, 235. I think it was 235 now I'm thinking about it. Because this was 236. Yeah, it was 235 because it was 236 above in this candle. I wanted to give it a little bit of breathing room. So there's my stop. Um, and just wanted to ride this thing up. Like, it gave me no real reason to sell. This thing was trading really clean. Did not have to worry about a whole lot on this thing. Just had to have my finger on the trigger and just be ready for the potential knife that we all know it's going to come at some point. It was just really early in the day for this thing that gave me confidence. I'm seeing everything kind of play out the way I want to play out. The 5, even though this isn't the most perfect 5-minute flag, it's still a 5-minute flag. Uh, kind of wanted to take it off the 8 if I could have on the 5, but wasn't trusting this cross, this 8 to 20 cross here, so I was kind of skeptical in the way this candle played out. This was a red candle at some point too, so I was still kind of skeptical on like, is it really gonna work or not? But once I saw this candle come in, that's what gave me the confidence to fucking smack it. So I did, and then we just kind of ride the wave, right? Again, just let it do its thing. It's gonna test this 255, 254 level I have marked out here, broke through that and just started really going up. And then we started having shorts, from yesterday and today, um, raising stops, and we're just chasing them down, and we're letting them hit their stops, and we're just pretty much fucking them in the ass at this point, as you can see on this candle here. So was not expecting this violent of a move, but fuck man, I was happy to be in it. My finger was on the trigger all times. My highest scale on this was 298, I believe. Yeah, 298. Um, and just overall happy with the trade, right? There was a couple I had bought back in, got a little greedy on it because the way this thing was trading, it was trading really clean, gave me the confidence that it was going to do its thing. It had some support here at 264. I can't remember where this came from. I think this was from yesterday. But don't quote me on that. I would love to pull my fucking daily chart, but that doesn't work the way I want to. So without fucking all my charts up. So this was here, and I can see that it was finding support here. Even though I had this wick down, it still held this 264 level. And I think I was even playing this for a potential continuation move, which I was looking at it here. Um, it worked. But also continuation on the 15. Uh, I just had confidence in this thing. It was going to keep going, and it did. It just never really held that $3 or 295 mark that I was kind of looking for. Um, took some scales at the top of where I could get to it. Once I saw that like 295 was kind of giving it some issues in the 290 area, and seeing that $3 was some resistance, I'm kind of in my mindset thinking that like this move that's happening right here is like the same move that was happening down here, right? It was finding some resistance, but it was finding support. It was going to break through eventually. So that's kind of where I was thinking up here at the top, that even though it found some resistance at $3 and it was grinding its way back up and still finding some resistance at levels, psych numbers 290, 295, I was confident it was going to break through because it eventually broke through over here, and my target was 305 and 310. My feeling on that was $3. We got shorts up here who've piled in. They have their stops at 305 and 310. So I want to be there for that move. If it does snap up, great. If it doesn't, I still have my target of those areas, right? So thinking is if it, I don't have any limit orders for this, for that kind of move. I just have my finger on the trigger. So if it hits 305, I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna give it a second to breathe, do its thing. Watch the level 2. It might jump up like it did on this candle right here, and I could just scale out. Just start pounding the button to get out. That's basically my trade on this today. I've traded this a couple times today as well, like literally down the road. Was trying to get the move that we were all looking at, that consolidation look under VWAP. But I had a meeting and it kind of fucked my play up a little bit. But I'm glad you guys caught some of this move as well. Yeah, I took actually a good position down here, looking for this move, this big ass move that we all got, which would have been off the hook. So that would have put me really green on the day. But I got stopped out. At this point, I'm playing kind of with house money, but I don't want to give money back, so my stops are really tight. Um, and like I said, I just didn't want to give anything back. So that's my trade on this thing today. I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit. I'm fucking tired. I'm yawning like nonstop, but I just want to go over it while it's still fresh in my mind. This thing traded really clean today, really clean yesterday too. So it gave me confidence that it was going to respect levels. And if I respected my rules, I broke one today, which was no trading within the first 15 minutes. But if I didn't break that, I would have never been in the move. So I wanted to be in it. I wanted to start this month off right. I wanted to start with a small win, which I got, but it eventually turned into a big win. So it's just looking at the chart, seeing, feeling confident in the move, and the way the stock acts, and listening to you guys talk about it, and listening, scanning around, seeing what others are saying or feeling about it, um, gave me the confidence to be in this. And last month wasn't the greatest for me. I didn't hit my goal, but I did improve on my trading. So one of my rules was, stick to my game plan, and my game plan involves my stop losses. So my finger was on the trigger a lot today. I had some hard stops to stop that I missed out on. The big move I missed out on, I was stopped out because I was playing with size and I didn't want to risk losing that much money. So tight stops, hard stops, put them in there, and just kind of respect my rules as much as possible. And if I can't hit the button when I see a knife coming, because I'm riding hopium that's going to bounce because I have size and I want the bigger move, that winds up fucking me in the end. It did a couple times this last month, so I wanted to avoid that, and I definitely didn't want to start the month off in that direction. So yeah, a little bit of rambling, but just kind of want to go over a little bit as much as I can. So you guys have any questions, whatever, you guys know what to do, hit me up. Happy to go over this anymore if you guys want, but I'm not going to show the trade on this thing because it was pretty freaking long. But again, this thing was a clean trader today, so there's no real reason for me to watch the tape or explain it. But you can see I've marked out support and resistance was respected really, really, really clean today. So going back, if I was to look at the thing, I'd just be repeating myself over and over about the levels. So anyways, that's it. Catch you guys in the morning, man. Let's it's November 1st today, so going forward, I hope to have a lot more of these reviews because hopefully this month turns around for us and I can do this every day. We got FOMC tomorrow, so I probably, knowing how well I traded today, I'm gonna take my foot off the gas. Make sure that if I am gonna enter a trade, it's gonna be an A++ setup. It's either gonna be after the news, or before or after the news, just depending on how the way the market feels. I might just call it a day. I might just not even trade as much at all. I might just be here just to watch tape and see what's going on. But that's kind of my plan for tomorrow. And then this month is again to increase and improve on my trades and try to catch more of these. This trade gave me a lot of confidence that if I do see something set up like this similar, that I can hit it with size right out of the gate. And just keep it tight if need be. But yeah, I wish I had taken size on this thing today, a lot more in the open. But a win's a win, and I'm not gonna complain about that. So, anyways, catch you guys later. Peace. Let's go. I'm FRESH, yeah, ho. Your man got money, bitch, but I got more. Pimpin' is alive and it's doing so well.